Hey there. So, May 1st update. Thought we'd do this on the porch. We spent most of the day inside. I knew it was coming, and this morning I woke up and found an old tick. Yep, it's going to happen out here. But called a cousin of mine and had a good old home remedy. We got it out of there, no big deal. But part of living in the country, I guess. My cousin stopped by this morning, and the myriad of events really got me thinking hard on my oldest uncle, Nathan Alders, and it just kept popping up all day long. We had to wait on the gas service for a few days, and CenterPoint came out today and got all that running. Thank goodness the water heater, of course, the last folks that were renting the place for a little while, there was a new water heater, so all that's working good. And as one might figure, if the little sediment in the lines, we had to blow that out and do a little plumbing adjustment, but we're good. Got running hot water and we're ready to go. But point of the story, I was talking to the guy hooking it up, and it's been so long since I've lived closer to family and where you grew up and all that I'd forgotten how much I missed it. And he knew Mamaw, knew the old place, but more importantly, knew my Uncle Nathan. Uncle Nathan was kind of a quiet man, but he loved outdoors, loved he worked the field. He grew up as the oldest of six and worked with his dad in the watermelon fields and farmed. My fondest memory of Uncle Nathan, or one of the many, was this old front porch I'm sitting on. We'd be swinging about now, me and Mamaw. And I lived with her for a couple of years several years after high school, before I got married and started a family. Came up with the privilege to live with her for a few years and started a career at Brooks Brothers over on South Street, sacking groceries. And the rest is history on that deal. But Uncle Nathan like clockwork every day. Every day. Most of my uncles and aunts would do this too, but Nathan just lived down Woden Road a piece. They still got their family place down there, my cousins. And he'd pull up in this driveway after work every day like clockwork and walk through that door right there and give Mamaw a hug, and they'd speak for a few minutes, and then he'd mosey on to the house. Really blessed to have been born into the family I've been born into, and all my uncles and aunts are still living pretty much, except for Uncle Nathan. Of course, he was the oldest. He passed in 2012. 83 good years he had. Funniest story I remember of Nathan, because I love to fish, and he's got a pond down there, and he stocked it, was proud of it. And when I was living with Mamaw, I slipped down there with his permission and was fishing in it one year, and the Mamaw didn't know anything about catch or release. You caught it, it went in the skillet. That's how it was. Well, Nathan had stocked it with good bass, and proud of that pond. And let me fish it. And it was a day kind of like today, about this time of day. It was a little earlier, but thunderstorm was rolling in. I don't know if it's going to rain here or not, but I was fishing, and man, I was killing those bass. I mean, just every cast on spinnerbait, I was just pulling them in. They were good little old 2 or 3 pound bass. And I called Mamaw from the house down there. That was before cell phones. And she said, "Honey, bring those fish home." So I did. And he walked through that door after he got off work, and me and Mamaw was in there on the kitchen sink filleting bass, of all things, his prize bass. There were probably 10 of them in there. It was out of a tank, yeah, legal or not, that's what it was. And boy, I've never seen Nathan get upset, but he was a little upset that day. And Mamaw was trying to explain it, but that pond's still there, still got good fish. Marty and Donna and family down there to take care of it. We might have to slip down there and fish one evening pretty soon, but I ain't taking them home, and I ain't eating them. So good times, just reminiscing here on the porch. We got a little bit further in the house today. Kitchen's pretty much set, and now we'll start to move into the living room and start making it look like home. But thank y'all for following and watching, and you go back and hear the story if you didn't. But good to be back on family land, and let the memories kind of rush in and be close to home. All right, I'll let you go, and we'll talk to you in the morning. We got still a lot of work to do, so we're going to get after it. All right, see y'all later.